Hello and welcome to Mathematical Coaching Center. In today's class, we'll do quadratic equation of class 9 ICSE. By the end of this video, you'll be familiar with the standard form of quadratic equation and be able to solve this equation by a very simple way. So what is this quadratic equation? So you can see the standard form of quadratic equation is ax square plus bx plus c, where a, b, c are constant. Constant means it's a number. X here is a variable. For example, you can see here 6x square plus 11x minus 35 equals to 0. So 6, 11 and minus 35, so it's my ABC. So ABC is nothing, it's a number, it's a real number. So as you can see here, a football is kicked by a boy, so you can see it's forming a curve. So the quadratic equation forms this type of curve, and later on in class 12 you'll know that it's a parabola. Now, steps for solving quadratic equation. Step number 1, what you'll do is that on the right hand side you'll try to make it 0. After making 0, now you'll factorize the quadratic equation. Step number 3, now what you'll do is that the factorized form, that factor you'll equal to 0, and you'll solve this for the value of x. This step number 5 is not compulsory in exam, but you can check whether your answer is right or wrong. After putting that value in the equation, if it comes 0, that means your answer is right. So without further delay, let's start today's class. So here we have a quadratic equation. Now you know that general form of quadratic equation, ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, where a, b, c is my real number. And one thing is that a should not be equals to 0. If it will be 0, that means 0 into x squared will be 0. That means I'll get bx plus c is equal to 0, and that is your linear equation. So a should not be 0. That means every time there has to be a x squared term, then only we'll call it as quadratic equation. So what is solution? So you can see a number alpha, this is here called as alpha, is a root or a solution of the quadratic equation. When, if suppose I have alpha, that alpha I'll put it in equation, a alpha square plus b alpha plus c. If I'll get 0, then that alpha is called as a solution, or mainly it is called as a root of that quadratic equation. That means it should satisfy the equation. Now you can see here we have an example. So equation, suppose x square minus 3x plus 2 is equal to 0. So this type of question you will get in exam, or you have to form in this equation form. This is a quadratic equation form, ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Since it's a minus, that means b is my minus 3. So you will factorize this by the magic factor rule. Okay, so the magic cross rule, and you will get this. So what happens is that x minus 1 and x minus 2 equals to 0. So later on I'll explain you how to solve the value. That means how to find the alpha. Now you can see zero product rule is there. So what does this rule says is that, suppose if I have a, b, 0. So the product of two numbers are 0. So when it will be 0 is that either a has to be 0 or b has to be 0. Suppose a is 0, that means b into 0 equals to 0. Suppose b is not 0, that means a into 0 will be 0. Okay, or either both it can be 0. Either a also can be 0, b also can be 0. So 0 into 0, 0. So this is only your rule. So either or we have to do. So what you have here, x minus 1 equals to 0, that implies x equals to 1. So I got x equals to 1. Similarly, or what I have to do, x minus 2 is equal to 0. So therefore what I'll get, x equals to 2. So this is only my solution for this equation. Okay, so while doing numerical, you will be more familiar with this. So what is this actually quadratic equation? So I form a curve. So what happens is that this quadratic equation, if you'll plot on a graph, it will form this type of curve. So this is your quadratic equation. So what we are finding, the roots are this point. These points are called as a root. Okay, so this, as you know, in coordinate geometry you do that, it's a coordinate points. Okay, so what happens is that coordinate point always, suppose your x, this is your minus 2, so it will be minus 2 comma 0. So minus 2 is my root, and this is your function value y equals to 0. Suppose this is your 3 comma 0. Okay, so this is your y. You'll know later on in class 11 that function, and this is also called as parabola. So just now we got what we got here, x equals to 1 and x equals to 2. So what does that indicate in a graph? So you can see here what we got, 1 and 2. So what does this mean is that in a graph, if you plot this, from 1 it will go and it will end to 2. So this will form this type of graph. So you can see here 1 and 2, that means 1 comma 0, and this is 2 comma 0. Okay, and there are more application of this equation in A's problem, speed, time, distance. Okay, you'll know in class 10. So now let's solve some question from this chapter. Let's solve some numerical from the chapter Quadratic Equation of class 9 from book ML Agarwal, exercise 7. So you can see what is the question is given is that solve the following equation. So they had given us equation. So what is this equation? So here we have an equation. You can see there is equals to sign is there. Okay, so that's why it is called as equation. And quadratic, why it's called as quadratic? As you know that the form of quadratic is ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, where a, b, c are constant. Constant means number. Okay, simple. So a is 1, ax square plus b is my minus 11, x plus c is my 30 equals to 0. So it's in quadratic form. So already I have discussed in my video breaking the middle term. The link will be given in the description. You can go through that first. Then after that, please watch this video. Okay. So what we will do in this is that we'll use the breaking the middle term only. So x square minus this 11. So this 11 I'll break like this. So this x will be here plus 30 equals to 0. Okay, so solve means we are finding the value of x, and it's called as root also. Okay, so now what you have to do, as you know, in breaking the middle term, this 30 has to multiply to the coefficient of x square. So what we have here is 1. Okay, so 31s are 30. So this is your rough of 2. How much it will go? 2. 15s are 3. 5s are 5. 1s are. And as we have done already in our magic cross rule. Okay, so you can go through that. Breaking the middle term topic is there in my another video. So this is your cross. So what should we should get after multiplying? We should get 30. Okay, this 30 has to be written here. And what should we get there? 11. Okay, so if you'll see here, what is in this sign? Plus. So the middle one also will be plus. Okay, these are the rules. So we are breaking the middle term. See, 11 we are breaking into two parts. That's why it is called as breaking the middle term. Now what we should get is that this magic cross rule. After multiplying we should get 30, and after adding we should get 11. Okay, so can it be like this? 5 3s are 15. 15 plus 2, 17 it's coming. We have to get 11. 3 2s are 6, and 6 and 5. Will it get? Yes. So 6 and 5. 6 5s are 30. 6 plus 5, 11. So that's why it is called as magic cross rule. So it should match this way. So always you have to write the bigger number first. Okay. So 6 plus 5. So next step, what will be? X square minus 6 into x. 6x minus plus is minus 5x plus 30 equals to 0. Now what you have to do is that you have to take the common from these two and common from this two. Okay, so if you have difficult to take common, so you can take common. X square means x 2 times minus 6x. So if you will see here, x is matching, so I'll take that x outside. Okay, so what is left over here? You can see x minus 6. So this will be x minus 6. Okay, now what you have in the next? What you have? It's here minus 5x plus 30. This another one, this another. Okay, so what you can do is, I can't expand this, so can I write this as 5 into 6? So what we can take common? If you'll see nicely, it's 5 is there, 5 is matching. Okay, so I'll take 5, but since it's minus 5, so I'll take minus. Okay, now what is left over? You can see x, and what is there in sign plus. Since we have taken out minus also, this plus will change to minus. Okay, and what is left over here? 6 equals to 0. Now as already I have discussed in my previous video, this always has to come same. Okay, so we got this same. That means our process is going right. Okay, now what you'll do, this and this will take common, so it will be for x minus 6, and this I have to write in another bracket, x minus 5 equals to 0. So this is your factorization also. Okay, so since this is solved, now what I have to do, I have to do one extra process. Either x minus 6 equals to 0, so it will give x equals to minus 6. When it goes that side, it will be 6. So I got x equals to 6. Or what you have, x minus 5 equals to 0. So therefore x equals to minus 5. When it goes that side, it will be 5. So therefore we got the answer. Therefore x equals to 5 and 6. Okay, so what happened is that we got the two answers. Since there is a square, if you'll see here nicely, we have the square is there. Quadratic form, it has square. Square means the value of x will be 2, and this is also called as root of the equation. Okay, now let's solve another question. And one thing, what happens is that if you put this value to this equation, it will come 0. So that's why it is called as a root. This value should satisfy that equation. Okay, I'll show you only one. Okay, let's check this. No need to do in exam. Okay, so what you have question, x square minus 11x plus 30. So just I'll take left hand side only. What we got just now, x value is your 5. So I'll write 5 square minus 11, 5 plus 30. 5 square is 5 5s are 25, minus 11 5s are 55, plus 30. So what I'll get this, minus 30 plus 30. So what I got, 0. Okay, so this is only your root. This is only your root. So I got 0. This got cancelled. So I got 0. Similarly, if you put 6 also, it will come 0. So that's why it is called as root. Okay. Here in this question, what you can see is that what they are given is that 4x square minus 25 equals to 0. And many students, they get confused because quadratic equation form is here ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Okay, so this is the quadratic form, but it's not that way. So what is, it's actually it's in quadratic form only. 4x square plus, instead of b it's 0 into x minus 25 equals to 0. Okay, so it's not looking like a quadratic equation, but also it's in quadratic form only. Since the b is 0, so that's why what can write this, 4x square, 0 into x is 0, so directly minus 25 equals to 0. Okay, so what happened in this is that if there is not x this term, so our solution will be very easy to do. Now what we can do is that you can see here, or 4x square, this minus 25 I'll take to the other side. So when I'll take this minus 25 to the other side, it will be plus 25. Now x square is there. Now this will be your 25. This 4 will come down. This 4 will come down. Since it's multiply, when it goes that side, it will be divide. Okay. Now what you can do in the next step is that x rooting both the sides. Okay. So x square, when it goes that side, it will be root 25 upon 4. So as you know that 25 is your 5 into 5. Yes or no? 25 is your 5 into 5. And what is my 4? 2 into 2. So what can I write? 5 upon 2. So I got the answer 5 upon 2. So but since it's a quadratic, that means 2 answer has to be there. So one will be your plus, another will be your minus. Okay. So therefore what we got? X equals to plus 5 by 2 and minus 5 by 2. So this is your answer. So why we are taking two terms here? Why we are taking plus and minus? Because there is one rule. What it says is that, as you know, suppose I have 25. I have 25. So root 25 will be, as per this rule, what will be root 25? 5 into 5. Yeah, so I'll get how much? I'll get 5, but I'll get plus also, I'll get minus also. Why? Whenever there is square root, in square root we take this only. Okay, it's not applicable in cube root and all. So whenever there is square, so means even times. Okay, so plus and minus will be there. Why is this? Is that because minus 5 square is minus 5 into minus 5 minus plus 25. Okay, and plus 5 square also what will get? 5 into 5, 5 5s are 25. 5. So you can see in both the cases we are getting 25 plus 25 only. So because of that reason we take minus also, we take plus also. So this is my answer. Okay, now let's solve another question. Now as you can see in this question, what they are given is that 6 plus x equals to x square. Is it in quadratic form? Yes, it's in quadratic form, but what happened is that quadratic ax square plus bx plus c has to be in left hand side. So it's not in that form. So what is the form? Form is ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. So let's try to make in this form. So how we can make in this form is that you can see here x square I want to make it positive. Okay, so this whole thing I'll take to the other side. So what will be this? Or so what can I do this? Or so this I'll make it 0 this side. So equals to x square. Now this plus x, when I'll take that side it will minus x. This plus 6, when I'll take that side it will be minus 6. Okay, so I got this. So now what I'll do? Right hand side I'll write in left hand side x square minus x minus 6 equals to 0. Now I think so now it's in form of this. Yeah, you can see ax square plus bx plus c. Okay, means c is negative. Okay, c is minus 6. So it's in that form. So as now you know what you have to do, or we have to do the breaking the middle term. It's also called as splitting the middle term. So what is there? 1 is there. So we'll split that 1 into two part. X minus 6 equals to 0. So as you know what is there in this? Minus. So this side also it has to be minus. Now what you have to do? As you know this rule, what you have to do? This 6 has to multiply to the front of x square. What you have? 1. 6 1s are 6. Now we have to do the LCM of 6. 2 3s are 6. 3 1s are 3. Only this much. Yeah. Now what you have to do? Magic cross rule. So let's make a cross. So what do you have? What should come? It should come 6. After subtracting it should come nothing, means here is always 1 is there. That means it should come 1. So it's easy only. Yeah. 3 minus 2. 3 2. 3 2s are 6. 3 minus 2 1. So magic. Now what can I do here? I can write the 3, always the bigger number front and smaller number at the back. Now what can I do? X square minus 3 into x 3x minus minus plus 2 into x 2x minus 6 equals to 0. Now we have to take common. X is there, 2x is there, so 1 is taken out, that means 1 left over, minus x I have already taken out, that means it's 3. Now what is there? 2 3s are 6, that means I can take 2 common, plus 2. It's like dividing only. You think that you are dividing this. 2 2 get cancelled. What left over? X minus 2, 3s are 6 equals to 0. So already I have told you that this and this has to come same, this 2 common. What will be? X minus 3 and this in another bracket, x plus 2 is equal to 0. Now what I have to do? Either or. So either x minus 3 is equal to 0. So therefore x equals to minus 3, when it goes that side it will be 3. Or x plus 2 is equal to 0. So when this plus 2 will go that side it will be x equals to minus 2. So therefore I got the answer. Therefore x equals to minus 3 and minus 2. So already I have told you that in quadratic equation there will be always 2 roots will be there, since the highest power is 2, because of that reason. So now let's solve another question. So here we are ready with the another question. So is it in the form of quadratic? What is the quadratic form? Ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. So first we have to make in this form. So and it's important also. Okay. Or so can I do like this? Multiplication bracket is there. Bracket means multiplication. So it will be 2x into x. It will be x square plus x into 5. It will be 5x. So can I bring this plus 25 here? When I bring this side, it will be minus 25 equals to 0. So now is it in the form of this? Ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Now I think so you are perfect to do this. What you have to do? Breaking the middle term. That means we will break this 5 into 2 parts. So this will be a 2x square plus this 5. Let's break. Yeah, x minus 25 equals to 0. And what is there in this? Minus. So in middle also it will be minus. Now what you have to do? This has to multiply to this. 25 2s are, how much it will be? 25 2s are 50. Now we have to do the LCM of 50. 2 25s are 2. It will not go by 2, yeah, it will go by, no, 5. 5 5s are 25. 5 1s are 5. Now we have to do magic cross rule. So let's make a cross. Okay, so what should it come? It should come 50. After minus, it should come how much? 5. Okay, so can you try this? 5 2s are 10. 10 and 5. So 10 and 5. 10 5s are 50. 10 minus 5, 5. So I got this. So magic cross method. So always you have to write the bigger number. 10 is bigger and this 5 is smaller. Now 2x square plus 10 into x, 10x plus minus minus 5 into x, 5x minus 25 equals to 0. Now we have to take common. So what will be common in this? It will be 2x. Okay, I'll show you in a rough. 2x square plus 10x is there. That means 2x square means 2x into x plus 10 means 2 into 5 into x. So what is common here? You can see 2x, this 2 and x. Okay, so 2x is common. So already I have taken 2x. So what is left over? X. And what is left over on the other side? 5. Okay, so similarly what is there? Minus 5 I can take common. So now you think that you are dividing. Okay, so this is x. So as you know, minus minus is your plus. So 5 5s are 25. That means it will be 5 equals to 0. So already I have told you this 2 has to come same. That means it's same. That means our process is right. Now we'll take this common. So x plus 5 and this in another bracket. So it will be 2x minus 5 equals to 0. Now both are 0. Yeah. Either this has to be 0. Either this has to be 0. Okay. So this will be either x plus 5 equals 0, therefore x equals to plus 5, when it goes outside it will be minus 5, or 2x minus 5 equals to 0, that means 2x equals to minus 5, when it goes outside it will be plus 5, therefore x equals to 5. This is multiply, when it goes outside it will be divide 5 by 2. So therefore I got the answer. Therefore x equals to minus 5 and 5 by 2. So this is your final answer, and it carries how much marks? It carries 3 marks. So here we are ready with the another question. So you can see here again, is it in the standard form? No, it's not in the standard form. So what is the standard form? Ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. So first I have to make it in the standard form, then only we can solve this. Okay, so you can see here in denominator there is x, in denominator there is x, so divide is there. So when it goes that side it will be multiply. So what can I write this? Can I write like this? X 6x plus 29 equals to 5. So this type of sum just now only we have solved this. So what will be this? Multiply now 6x square plus x into 29, 29x. Now this 5 I'll bring it from, so it will be plus 5. When I'll bring this side it will be minus 5 equals to 0. Okay, so now it's coming in the form of this ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Now what I have to do? Breaking the middle term. 6x square plus 29 will break into 2 half like this. X minus 5 equals to 0. So this minus will come in the middle. Now what you have to do? This 5 has to multiply to this. 5 6 are how much? 60. Now I have to do the LCM of 60. So 60 will be, sorry, 5 6 are 30. Okay, 5 6 are 30. So it will go by 2. 2 1s are 2. 2 5s are 15. 3 5s are 5. 1s are. Now I have to use the magic cross rule. So how much I should get? 30. And after subtracting, how much I should get? 29. I should get 29. See, it's a so big number. After multiplying I should get 30, and after subtracting I should get 29. So can you think of that number? 5 3s are 15, 15 2s are 30. Can I do like this? 30 and 1. 30 1s are 30. 30 minus 1 is 29. So I got the answer. So 30 into 1, 30, 30 minus 1, 29. So it's matching. So that's why it's called as a magic cross method. 6x square plus 30 into x, 30x plus minus minus 1x minus 5 equals to 0. Now I think so you are perfect. I can take 6 common and x common. So 6 gone. So you can think that you are dividing. So x plus 6 5s are 30. X already I have taken out. So no common means always there is 1. You can see here is 1. So can I write this also 5 into 1? 5 into 1 is 1 only. So this side is also I have 1. This side also I have 1. So minus 1. So this will be your x plus 5 equals to 0. So already I have told you this 2 always has to come same. So therefore what will be this? This and this another bracket. So x plus 5 and this is will be 6x minus 1 equals to 0. Now I have to do either x plus 5 equals to 0. So therefore x equals to minus 5 or 6x minus 1 equals to 0. So therefore 6x equals to 1. Therefore x equals to 1 upon 6. So therefore I got the two values. Therefore x equals to minus 5 and 1 by 6. So these are my root and these are my values. Now let's solve another question. In our next part of video, so please like, share and subscribe to our channel for more update.